All right. Have you ever wanted to try to memorize things in the Bible? Sometimes, it's hard to do. Well, I got a great way for you to remember, let's just say, okay, the 12 disciples. Why is that important? It's not important to save your soul. It's just better than putting YouTube videos in my brain. So I figured, let me stick in the Bible, stick close to the Bible, memorize the Bible, try to learn the Bible, and let's see what we come up with. So, what's the easiest way to always remember all 12 disciples? First of all, how many do you know? How many disciples do you know? And it's not like, oh, you're some special person if you know all 12. It's not like that. It's just an exercise, something fun for us to do to stay in the Word of God. Okay? That's the whole point. Stay in the Word of God. All right? So how do you memorize the 12 disciples? Okay, here's the trick that I've learned by the grace of God. Half of the disciples share names. For instance, Simon, James, and Judas. There's two Simonses, right? Two Simons. Simon, Simon. There's two James, James and James. There's two Judases, Judas and Judas. You got half of the disciples memorized already. Congratulations. And how do we remember the other six? I've got an acronym for you. Jam, peanut butter. Can you remember jam, peanut butter? You know jam like jelly, J-A-M, on top of peanut butter, T-P-B. Those are the acronyms for their names. So you could do Simon, James, Jude, jam on top of peanut butter, and you'll have all 12 of them. Let me show you what I mean. There's two Simons, there's two James, there's two Judases, Simon, James, Jude, right? That's six out of the way. You've got to memorize. Man, you are good. Now, the other six. Jam on top of peanut butter. J-A-M. Who is that? You got John, Andrew, Matthew, right? T-P-B, top of peanut butter, is Thomas, Philip, Bartholomew. Now, here's the thing. Jam on top of peanut butter. Bartholomew, his name's also Nathaniel. So you could do jam on top of peanuts. Instead of a B for Bartholomew at the end, you could have an N for Nathaniel. Then you'll know 12 disciples, but you'll know one of them has another name. You could also remember the other names. There's other names for the other ones, but I just thought I'd throw that little last one in there for you so that you'll get started on that. But first, let's remember the 12 before we start getting into the other names that they had, because Judas is also called Thaddeus, and Matthew's also called Levi, and Thomas is also called Didymus. It goes on. But let's start with the 12. Six of them: Simon, Simon, James, James, Jude, Jude, Judas, Simon, James, Judas. That's six. And then you got jam on top of peanut butter, or jam on top of peanuts. Who is that again? You got John, Andrew, Matthew. TPB, top of peanut butter, is Thomas, Philip, Bartholomew, or Thomas, Philip, Nathaniel. His name is also Nathaniel. All right, so now we know all 12 disciples. We should be able to memorize that. It only took about an hour to figure that out, but now it seems like it's so easy, right? You got SJJ, Simon, James, Jude, and you got jam on top of peanut butter. John, Andrew, Matthew, Thomas, Philip, Bartholomew. So you know all 12 of them now. So let's see. Simon, James, Jude. Simon, James, Jude. Simon, James, Jude. Jam. Simon, James, Jude. Jam on top of peanut butter. Simon, James, Jude. Jam on top of peanut butter. Simon, James, Jude. Simon, James, Jude. Simon, James, Jude. Jam on top of peanut butter. Now you put a little melody to it, and you'll never forget it. So now, what I'm going to do with the rest of the night? Maybe I'll try to figure out a way to remember the 12 tribes of Israel next. I don't know. We'll see. If I come up with something catchy, like Simon, James, Jude, jam on top of peanut butter. If I can come up with something catchy for the 12 tribes of Israel, hit the like button and let me know down below in the comments, and I'll be sure to share whatever the grace of God gives me on that as well. Peace.